Yizzo. Boom, 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 boom. I got good news for y'all. I got a surprise for y'all. Got a surprise for y'all. I hope y'all been getting y'all crypto on. Shout out to my sponsor, Global Currency. But yeah, shout out to all my crypto investors. Shout out to Global Currency. You know they keep your boy laced up. This joint is nice. I like this. I got a big head. It's gonna get a lot of play. Pee Wee, what's up, baby? Shout out to the Florida Prison Channel. The Trinitario stories is fire as a motherfucker. I got a surprise for y'all. Let's talk about this George Floyd trial. He said crypto booming. Let's talk about the George Floyd trial. Blah. It's underway. I've been watching it. Y'all been watching it all day. He said more lives from the dribble. Only when necessary, man. Only when necessary. Yeah, they just recessed. My opinion, they're stressing the fact that George Floyd was, he had fentanyl in his bloodstream. That's not what killed him, though. A knee killed him. He said, just seeing the young girl testifying. The guy before her, I think his name was Derek or Darren Williams. Strong testimony. He was a former UFC, I don't know, mixed martial arts practitioner. He was familiar with a hole called the blood some shit. Damn. He said he was very composed. He said, again in the school in PA. Yeah, GU. I went to Slippery Rock though. The blood choke, exactly. He was, of course, he got a background in mixed martial arts. He actually been knocked out before himself. And he spoke about the blood choke from the knee, which was, essentially designed to asphyxiate or knock somebody out. He said, public uprising headed your way. Why they headed my way? I ain't do nothing. I'm with y'all. My man said, I went to IEP. I went to Slippery Rock, James Davis. I just, it's, he said, did you hoop at? I got red shirted and I got in trouble. But yeah. Good afternoon, everybody that's here. Make sure y'all share this live. We're going to talk about the George Floyd trial for a minute. This is the, I don't know, it's probably like the biggest thing going on in the United States right now. If Derek Chauvin is acquitted, it could get hectic. He said the defense looked weak so far. There was never a defense. The prosecution had the strongest case. We got a 9-minute video of this officer depicting him killing him, basically, in front of witnesses. You had 2 witnesses testify, emotional testimony to what they seen, a guy basically begging for his life. One girl, the last girl who testified, she went as far as saying it was almost like he knew that it was over with. He was saying bye and shit, like he knew that he was gonna be killed, like he knew that it was over with. I feel like they're gonna let the cop off. I mentioned the fact that I guess when they did the toxicology reports, it was some form of I guess a level of fentanyl in his blood and shit. I ain't no doctor. I don't know ways that someone could get fentanyl in their bloodstream. I don't know. But they said that's not what killed him. Pressure on his neck killed him. Can we get this same coverage of the Nipsey case? We get no media on this big trial. They going on at the same time. I seen a video of Eric Holder. Um, I seen a video of Eric Holder this morning looking like a piece of shit on a stand. And the George Floyd trial is gonna take precedence over the Nipsey Hussle trial. They going on at the same time. That's just what it is. If found guilty, he's not going to get a lot of time. His guidelines are too low. Probably would be a good idea to do something that would appease the public, because it could get hectic up there. I don't know. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, hit the bell if this your first time in here. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about the outcome of the trial. Thus far, the prosecution's case has been very, very solid. The young man that was on the stand this morning, he was on there for a long time. I think that his testimony was very, very solid. They didn't shake him at all. As a matter of fact, cross-examination wasn't even up there long. Boom, 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 boom. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram at Real Gully TV. Yeah, Donald Williams is killing it right now. Very, very strong. Very, very strong. I'm feeling him. I posted a picture of him on Instagram. We're gonna hear about him for a long time. He's gonna be spoken about for a very long time. Straight up. He said this is a slam dunk. He should not, to get off subject, but we up 1,500 plus on crypto watch. Oil is going to lead the market and hold the cannabis till after 420. Kid Intelligent was good. Shout out to my moderators. The officer might beat the case because George Floyd was resistant. He was not resistant. We didn't see no resistance. There was some type, you know how they got video cameras at stoplights and shit like that? They got video cameras, at certain intersections in different cities. When you pull up, they got, cameras out there and shit. Some of these cameras are being monitored, just like a 911 operator. Is sitting there watching that shit, watching these cameras and shit. And the lady, the operator, she focused in on the incident from wherever she was viewing it at, wherever they headquarters is at. She was sitting there watching it, and she said that they was on the ground so long that she thought that the camera malfunctioned and shit. She's watching this shit from she's like a 911 dispatcher and shit. She's watching this shit from a surveillance center or whatever, and she's watching this shit, and she said she thought her shit had malfunctioned because they was on him so long. In her mind, she like, why is they taking so long to put him in the car when he's been subdued for so long? He was on the ground for so long. She became concerned. She thought her monitors was acting up. She thought they froze and shit. She called a captain at the police station and explained to them like, yo, something is wrong here. Something is going terribly wrong here. And I thought that testimony right there was powerful, coming from a professional and an emergency dispatcher and shit. Like, she became alarmed. Like, why is he still on the ground and shit? Like, because she's watching it on camera. He's subdued. What's up? And Her testimony was very, very powerful. But in the past, we've seen cases like this. Trey Bucks, I appreciate your donation. We've seen cases like this. We've seen Rodney King. We've seen it just go away. Malik, peace. Peace. He said bro was high on fentanyl. Nigga. They supposed to arrest him. He's not supposed to get killed. If you the police, their job description is to protect and serve. He said National Guard is in place. It's not gonna pop off up there. How about we get some justice, an actual conviction? I have an announcement to make at this point. Yesterday, I interviewed Aaliyah's bodyguard. He's a master martial artist. He's a master martial artist in several different jujitsu and a bunch of other shit. And he a gangster. He from Detroit. Um, he's been silent forever. I can't. Y'all, when y'all see the interview, y'all tell me why y'all feel he broke his silence at this point. He said it bothered him for a long time, the things that he experienced and that he seen. But this interview is gonna be blockbuster, man. Make sure y'all follow me on IG because I already released a clip. I released a clip of this interview on my Instagram, the Real Gully TV. You can go hit the video and check it out. I think it's a minute and some change. His name is Herschel Castleberry, and she actually grew up. Aaliyah grew up um, going to the gym and practicing, forms of martial arts and stick fighting as a kid and shit. And the same master, her sensei, so to speak, they were initially responsible for protecting her. He said, "Yeah, I seen that." I'm like, "That's in game testimony." They say the jury has their mind made up in the first day of the trial. He said, "Gully has done it again with a genius mind." Let's see what Choke No Joke and the rest of them have to say. It's funny that you said Aaliyah had killer abs. I asked him about her training, would it had some, emphasis on her physique, and he was like, "Shit, she was so, thin that she was probably gonna have abs anyway." But we got pictures. We got pictures of her on tour with these gentlemen in Paris and some other cities. It's gonna be big. Um, I'll give y'all a little unreleased jewel about Aaliyah that don't nobody know. Um, I don't know if this has been released before or not, but um, Biggie Smalls had a song back in the day, Biggie, and it Biggie had a song back in the day, and the hook be like, "Biggie, give me one more chance. Biggie, Biggie, give me one more chance." And I believe Faith Evans was accredited with that song or singing that hook. And during the recording of this song, Faith and Biggie had a disagreement. They had fell out. So she wasn't coming to the studio and they needed this song complete. Aaliyah is a stand-in on that song during certain portions of that song for Faith Evans. You heard it. He said, "Gully, you kind of had it. This is Dolce and Gabbana." Um, so I'm not the cut and shit. I think I got this in Paris. Nope, 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 nope. No, I did. No, I did. No, I did. No, I did. My man Daffy. My man Daffy bought me this. No, I did get this in Paris. Boom, boom. He said, "You should have asked him why Aaliyah don't claim Detroit. It's impossible. Where'd you get that from? That's impossible. A lot of those dancers that were flanking her, she had legendary dance routines or whatever. Those people was out of Detroit early on anyway. One of them schools of performing arts, I think, in Detroit. Y'all gonna hear it. Y'all gonna hear it. Just make sure y'all tuned in and follow me on Instagram because I'm gonna be leaking little pieces. I'm gonna treat this Aaliyah joint like I did the Murder Unit. Although it's just one interview, y'all know what I'm gonna do with it. Cinematic. Just get ready. Just get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Good afternoon to everybody that's here. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure if you're not watching it, the George Floyd trial is being broadcast on pretty much all the world news platforms. CBS News, ABC, they pretty much covering it. If you got that app on your Fire Stick or your Roku or whatever, pull that shit up. It's gonna have you stuck for the afternoon. Payroll, my nigga. Be through there. So he said, "What's good, bro? How your day so far?" If I make it to the gym, if I get a good night's sleep the night before, and I make it to the gym the right way in the morning, um, everything's fabulous, man. I feel like I'm in my freshman year and shit. Shout out to Cannon University. That ain't my alma mater. I went to Slippery Rock, but I went to their bookstore this morning and got right. Ronald, thank you. Shout out to Norview. You know what's crazy? This is him right here. This is him right here. This is R. Kelly right here. On her back is a license plate which should say Michigan because she's from Michigan. But it says Illinois. It's a whole bunch of cryptic shit going on here. I happen to have this copy on hand and shit. Very pretty girl. I seen pictures of her and her parents yesterday. Get ready. Difference between having a dribble. You know what I mean? It's the difference between, so where can I go check the Aaliyah story at? Follow me on Instagram. It's a piece over there. The Real Gully TV. One of her security guards, bodyguard, he was expressing, carrying a level of guilt for a period of time. And him doing his interview was basically him, cleaning his conscience. He didn't gain anything from doing the interview, except, I don't know, clearing his conscience, vindication. He said Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight's name was mentioned. I believe Gladys Knight was married to Barry Hankerson, who was Aaliyah's uncle. His name is mentioned a lot. We gonna get off that. You see, I'm over here blushing because I got this loaded gun for y'all motherfucking ass. I got this loaded gun. He ain't never spoke to nobody. This shit loaded like a motherfucker. Look, let me see. How long y'all think it's gonna take them to say Gully TV? Ain't that the same nigga that interviewed Kwame? Ain't that the same nigga? Motown. Ain't that the same nigga that interviewed Kwame? Aaliyah's bodyguard was actually mentored by Frank Nitty Usher. I got some shit for y'all. I got some shit for y'all, man. Y'all know I don't even be getting on live unless I came to brag for real. I came to talk about the George Floyd thing, but I came to tell y'all I got some shit for y'all. Boom, 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 boom. Andre Smith, you're welcome. West Coast Sports was good. Good afternoon to everybody that's here. Only Wizalis released a dope ass freestyle on my Instagram page. He's out of Akron, Ohio. I appreciate your donation, pimp. A fiend killed Aaliyah in a plane crash. They did an autopsy on the pilot. He had coke in his system. My dad is Gannon Hall of Fame legend. Played in a record 6 overtime. I didn't catch the rest. Good afternoon, everybody that's here. I appreciate your donations. He said, Gully coming with another exclusive. It's only one way to exist in this business: originality. You got to come with some originality. You're not gonna stand out. You dig what I'm saying? There's many have tried to hop before this camera. Many have failed. Many have failed. Y'all have seen many fail. Right now, I'm gonna tell you who heating up right now. There's no way around it. Prison-based content about incarceration is just interesting. People watch the shit, man. We like watching shit documentaries about Alcatraz and shit like that. We watch Shawshank, we watch Lockup. Even in jail, we still watch these movies and content about fucking jail. Is something, I don't know, weirdly interesting about confinement. I don't know. It's fucking strange if you ask me. It's very strange. But anyway, the shit is very interesting. The shit is at an all-time high. Um, I see guys starting to fight about who got, who got jurisdiction to say, put out Rikers Island stories and shit like that. All of them good money because everybody got a different perspective. Everybody that went through there and got a number and shit. If you spent time there, this is your recollection of what happened and shit. Your shit might not be consistent with somebody else's. We'll get to the bottom of the real, for real. He said Candace Owens is the truth. I believe this thing with this sneaker is the first time that Candace Owens is on the same page with us. This is the first time that we got something in common with her. Truth be told, what up? What the fuck is going on with this Alpo shit in the chat, man? What's wrong with y'all? We talking about relevant shit. We talking about current shit, man. We talking about George Floyd. Jail content sells so much because it's truly a different world. Some people have no connection to it via family or association. She destroyed Mark Hill. She got a platform. She got an opinion. She's created a following. She gonna be around unless she goes through a Stacey Dash type situation. Aside from that, let's just say that this is the first time that we agree with her. That sneaker, Nike has sued the little boutique. I think they from Brooklyn that put out them 666 pair of sneakers. They said they don't have no affiliation with them. It might be a corporate lie. We don't know. But Nasir Jones, Esco, who we refer to as Esco. Nasir, it's disappointing. It's disappointing to know that you recorded a song with Little Nas X, I think a remix. It's disappointing that we see a caption on the internet that says Nas and Little Nas X have a little bro moment. That shit was all disappointing. You're God's son. This is what you sold us. God's son and righteousness and shit. Right? This guy is a walking personification of Sodom and Gomorrah. Walking personification of Sodom and Gomorrah. And now he's on devilishment. And my perception of this is that you won this Grammy, which we feel is it wasn't warranted. The album was good, but it wasn't no greater than all of his past works. Nas been rapping for 30 years. That nigga been deserved a Grammy. He been put out Grammy caliber material. You dig what I'm saying? But not until you do this bullshit and align yourself with this guy and he has an organization behind him. You know, he got the rainbow people behind him. Not until you affiliate yourself with this guy did you receive your Grammy that we don't give a fuck about. We don't care about that shit. I believe more so people was just happy to see hip hop on TV, but we don't care about no fucking Grammy. Um, Conventionally, people who get Grammys, they don't produce music that we listening to repeatedly. So who gives a fuck about the Grammy? But this just is just not a good Esco. It's not a good thing. I know that your name Nasir means something. It has a meaning to it. I don't know what that other nigga name is. I know that you were packaged and introduced to us as righteousness, and you were often compared to Rakim. You were often compared. He said Nas is always under attack. Nas need to pick better beats and stop fucking around doing this monkey shit, so they won't be able to throw it in his face. But that's just that on Nas. That he need to know that. Um, the shit that you said on your records, my nigga, um, it just don't agree with you having any association with Nas X. Taking a picture, that might be cool, I guess. I don't know, but he shouldn't be able to buy a verse from you, my nigga. Um, I'm pretty sure Nas was turned down by who? Prince, right? Didn't Prince turn Nas down? Nas told a story of being turned down by Prince, right? Give y'all a minute to help me out. Right, 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 right. Okay. Prince turned Nas down. That means you have an option. Prince had an opinion, maybe he felt that your material wasn't on the level or it wasn't consistent with what he was selling. Whatever the case, he said no. He turned you down, my nigga. You didn't have to do anything with Little Nas X, and you got to know that we were watching because he got your name. He got your name, and they probably did that deliberately. That was probably done deliberately. That probably was done deliberately. That he came into the game with your name. That name alone demands a level of attention. You know what I'm saying? He said Prince turned down doing features with artists because they didn't own their masters. I know, I remember that, but he still turned him down. So that means Nas could have turned Homeboy down. I'm just saying this live wasn't dedicated to Nas and his recklessness, but George Floyd deserves justice. I want everybody who's tuning in, if you're tuning in today, use the hashtag justice for George Floyd. He's trending, it's trending on Twitter all fucking ready and shit. It's the biggest thing. Mark Pierre, shout out to Carrots Bourdain with the national. I like that. Carrots Bourdain. Oh my goodness. Black people using a black card when they're in the wrong. Who says that? Carrots Bourdain. That's definitely an alias. I'm rocking that, my nigga. Come back through the chat and identify yourself. Black people using a black card when they're in the wrong. Are you saying George Floyd was in the wrong by laying on his stomach, handcuffed, subdued, and begging for his life? Are you saying that that was wrong? What you think about Honcho and Amigos putting feet on Justin LeBoy? It's irrelevant today. Today is George Floyd Day. We need a conviction. We need a conviction. Marcus, I appreciate that. Where the cop gonna serve his time? Can he get dealt with? He'll be protected on the highest level wherever he go. if he had to do a stretch. If he got dumped off into somebody's state institution, the state reckless, then you'll bump into somebody who can put their hands on you. They'll put you in the same cell with a motherfucker you ain't supposed to be around. All three cops should be charged with murder. Um, the black girl that was testifying, that was crying this afternoon, she made a reference about how the Asian police officer watched it happen, and when they made any moves that looked like they were trying to, I don't know, step off the curb, he gripped up on his mace. The Asian officer watched it happen. That's a great that's probably a good look for the Asian community right now. Anyway, he said it ain't been looking so tough lately. There's no way they're gonna put their soldier in jail after they gave up that 27 million. You saying they want it back? He said, dude, say black this, black that, beloved one. I be careful with them terms that y'all be using in this chat, man. They booking motherfuckers, man. Like this shit is sensual like a motherfucker, especially on topics that are topics concerning race. You gotta watch what you say on this motherfucker, man. Straight up, straight up. I've been targeted, so can a mob of people rush the cops and claim citizens arrest? Of course not. 27 million is for the civil case. The criminal case is different. C Brown, what up? What cities are in here this afternoon? Do they normally give out money before the trial? I think I seen settlements dished out before they actually made it to court. I believe that that type of situation can influence things. Cincinnati, Richmond, Irvington, New Jersey, Akron, Minneapolis, what y'all gonna do? Kansas City, Queens, Toronto, Brooklyn, Miami in the building, Denver. How you get 27 million before the settlement, before the case concludes? The best thing for that city is to convict. I agree with you. Baltimore, California, Orlando, Norfolk, Providence, South Central, Brazil, Roanoke, Virginia. He said, oh snap, you went past the Bronx. BX in the building, Houston, Texas, St. Louis, Uptown, DC. Big Phil, what's up, pimp? Baltimore, Gully, how you still look the same after all this time? Probably fitness and ginger. I never got on a lot of guys that was around me. They got on that Hennessy when we was young. Tupac had niggas pouring out a little liquor when they was in their teens and shit. You look around, you've been drinking Hennessy for 30 years, you might have an old face at this point. Oh shit. Anyway, just take care of yourself. He said, you think they will actually convict the officer? Probably not. I got no reason to believe that they will convict this man. I don't. He said Hennessy is not the business, it's trash booze. Niggas love that shit. Y'all heard ho, streets to take a young nigga and give him an old face. That's that Hennessy. You know what else I never did? I never experimented with drugs and shit. I never experimented with drugs. No Mollies, no X, no Perks, no Vikes. None of that shit. Xanax, all that monkey shit you niggas be doing. I ain't never did none of that shit in life. ever. The niggas that was around me doing that shit, they hid that shit from me. You know that nigga Mill, he said Diddy, he gonna talk about us. Can't let him know that we. Oh yeah, no pork. Yeah, take that out. He said that Jen will do the same thing along with pill popping. Put that shit away, Camille. Start putting shit away. I done been warned. Niggas don't pass me they champagne bottles. Champagne bottles be having Molly in them and shit. You know what I mean? When my niggas on that type shit, they say, stay sucker free and stay drug free. He said, once again, Chauvin is going down. We hoping for a conviction. He need to go to the penitentiary for double figures of life. But we ain't never seen that type of justice in America. We haven't. Not with no police officer. We haven't. We haven't. Jay Mendy, you still over there in Africa? Appreciate your donation. They gonna say he overdosed on drugs because he swallowed something before they pulled him out the car. I seen these type trials too many times and they always got off. They already said that it was fentanyl in his bloodstream. I don't think no motherfucker who getting high swallowing no fentanyl when the police come. That might be a case that you want to go ahead and whatever you get for fentanyl, a county sentence, or whatever you get for fentanyl. I don't advise nobody to be throwing that shit back, yo. You had never had Caribbean pork? Fuck no. I never even had ham or bacon in life. I know what that bacon smell good as a motherfucker. My aunts used to be trying to tempt me, because my mom was Muslim and shit, raised us Muslim. They wanted to be the ones who gave us pork. Sounds sick, don't it? Yeah, they used to try to tempt. I ate a pepperoni before in the 80s. I got my ass whooped. I believe I told y'all about this before. The last test said he had nada, though they performed 3. Yeah, hey yo, don't be throwing no fentanyl back. Y'all better, if you get pulled over with that shit, just turn that shit over. Let them find it or turn it over. Don't throw that shit back. Don't do it. He said, was it turkey bacon? Nah, man. Real bacon. That shit smells delicious. You know bacon smell good. The shit that my aunts was cooking was smelling good, but they knew not to feed me that shit, and I knew to decline it. My mom was a pork detective. My mom could smell that shit on you. Get your ass whooped about some shit another motherfucker ate. You standing too close to a motherfucker eating pork. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, straight up. I did eat a pepperoni in the 80s though on a piece of pizza. No, it was a pizza ball, pepperoni ball and shit. And that shit was busting. My mom smelt that shit on me. It was greasy. Pork leave a greasy film on your lips, and it can be detected by non-pork eaters. My mom was hypersensitive to any pork activity. He said, your mom's didn't play. Nah, man, not about that pork shit, yo. That shit was like a part of my childhood. Man, every day, every day it was something getting knocked off the list. Every day my mom was knocking something off of the consumption list. We can't eat this. We can't eat that. It was getting, can't eat McDonald's fries. They dipped in formaldehyde. Do you know what that shit was like as a kid? Getting taken off McDonald's fries? All that shit. All that shit. So that's why I don't know. I guess I still look youthful. I ain't getting no McDonald's. Matter of fact, when I got grown and got in the streets and started getting money, I spent a lot of my early paper on McDonald's and shit. Straight up, because my mom wasn't buying that shit at all. She wasn't buying that shit. You wouldn't get nothing out of McDonald's. Ice cream, um, you get a fish sandwich and shit, but that's it. That's it. Yeah, no marshmallows, no s'mores crunch, no fucking Skittles, no Starburst and shit. I had Starburst before, like just before we found out about it and shit. But all of that shit got gelatin in it. I ain't had none of that shit growing up. I would get beat to death if I got caught with anything associated with pork. That shit sound crazy, huh? He said that was torture as a kid. Oh, and everybody, they was in on it. Like my mom had reported this shit. This shit was law at the school. Like I didn't, if pork day, they had something else for me and shit. Like it was going to be some fucking problems. Like they knew it at school, in elementary school, and all types of shit. Like my mom's suspicious about pork being in toothpaste, and y'all ain't getting no fucking shots. They might have pork in the shots. My mom was like that. But anyway, I gotta get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Y'all stay away from that pork, man. Y'all cracking up about that shit. He said, no smoked neck bones. I ain't never ate none of that shit to come off a pig. I never ate ham before. I just know what it looked like. I know what it looked like, so I know not to eat it. I never ate ham before. Never ate bacon before. Never ate chitlin. None of that shit. None of that. Nothing. Nothing. Straight up. No pork chops. Nothing. I ate a pepperoni in the 80s and shit. One pepperoni. He said you should have packed my lunch. Man, my mom was packing my lunch. I used to be going to school getting fucking teased and shit because I had a kiwi fruit. You know what I mean? Sending me to school with fucking kids from the projects with a kiwi fruit. They like, look at that nigga. That nigga eating a hairy potato. They didn't even know what a fucking kiwi fruit was. Mama Love was sending me to school with kiwis in the 80s and shit. I gotta get up out of here, man. I gotta get up out of here. Shout out to you project babies who didn't eat a kiwi till you got grown, man. Y'all just don't know. I grew up eating them things. Before they had kiwi, strawberry, snapple, and all that shit, before kiwi got put on candy and shit, when y'all didn't know what the fuck it was a hairy potato. That's what y'all was saying in elementary school. That nigga eating a hairy potato. Had me all embarrassed and shit. You know what I'm saying? Kids are cruel. Kiwi is fire. I'm up out of here. Peace.